But also, if you lose or when you lose, okay, don't do this. Let's talk about anxiety and gaming. Brian F, a professional Street Fighter player, Street Fighter 5 player particularly, said recently how anxiety has affected him.
It hurt. It hurt a lot.
Like, this is my area of speciality, expertise, not from an official governing body point of view, but just in the sense that I study the mind from a spiritual perspective a lot. So maybe I can help some of you guys as well when it comes to spirituality, but also just with dealing with anxiety, because end of the day, it's all about the mind, right? Like at one point, Brian said something about people think anxiety is all in your mind, but it's not.
And it is not just mental. Some people talk about competitive anxiety in a way that makes it sound like it's all just in your head. That is not true.
I know what he meant, but with respect, it is in the mind. But what it comes down to is knowing what the actual mind is. You see, the mind is completely, inextricably connected to the body. It's easy to look at the body and the mind as separate, but they are one. Why do you think that your inner world seems to be taking place within your body? Why do you think that when you are happy, your body feels lighter? When you are sad, your body feels heavier. So it's body connected to the mind and mind and connected to the body. So, which is also why it's really important about what you eat. You see, a lot of these professional gamers, no disrespect to them, understand about getting money and things like that. And I'm not saying that there's anything inherently wrong with drinking fizzy drinks. That being said, a lot of people are sponsored, by Red Bull. Okay, so it could be Daigo, it could be Ninja, whoever. Okay, and again, no disrespect to them. I'm not saying that they shouldn't drink Red Bull, but I am saying that it's not going to help you, Daigo or Ninja or you, anybody, bring about harmony within your body, because the Red Bull drink is a stimulant. It's literally designed to stimulate you. So if it's going to stimulate you in a forced way, what do you think happens when that high reaches its limit? And that again isn't good for us, because it then means we're more likely to reach for another fizzy drink or another crutch. It could be food, it could be anything, to feel better, because a crash doesn't feel good, even by the word of it, a crash, all right? So emotional crash, a mental crash. Some people can get angry because they haven't had their cigarettes, for example. You know, it's been too long. But it's the same with food. People can feel hangry when they haven't had their sugary junk food. So a lot of this promotion from gamers promoting unhealthy diets, I think that needs to change, to be honest. You know, again, I'm not judging anybody, but I am saying the fact is it's not good for our body or mind. So that's another way to help with your anxiety, is to stop relying on these stimulants to keep you in the zone, to keep you hydrated.
Right there, water, my guy. Yes, I drink a lot of water. There's plenty of water that I'm drinking. Water doesn't solve the issue, which is nerves.
What drinking water does is it doesn't solve the issue of nerves per se or directly. It's more of a training for your body. Because as I said, the drinking of fizzy drinks, for example, does nothing but set your body up for a crash, for dependency on something to give you that high, to give you that focus, where if you don't have it, you then cannot perform, and that keeps the anxiety wheel going. But what water does is, because it doesn't add anything to like boost your like your sugar levels or anything like that, it means that you have to then cultivate and take seriously the finding peace and finding contentment within yourself, and not relying on a crutch all the time. Sometimes we need crutches, I get it, but we need to train ourselves to overcome the need for these things. So drinking water, that's what it does. It doesn't add anything. It doesn't add anything that can come back later and affect us after the match, after the drink, after, right, the consumption of it. Okay, it's living a more purer existence. It might sound, too much or too deep, but life is deep, guys. Yeah, and gaming teaches us that, doesn't it? Look at all the wonderful adventures we've had with games. Okay, it teaches us that, life is deep, and all of these games have come from people's minds, and we have minds. So all of this complexity that we see in the games also exists in our minds. That's where the game's ideas have come from. So understand that, yes, life is deep, and drinking water, as I said, at the least, what it will do is not add anything that could give you a crash later on. Unless you drink too much water, of course. Water is not supposed to be exciting. Remember that. Some of you are thinking, oh, but water is not exciting. Yeah. But it's not about it being exciting. It's about it being literally becoming one with you. What you put in your mouth becomes one with you. Yeah. What you digest becomes one with you. Okay. It's serious. So that Red Bull is not going to help you. Yeah. Right. So at one point, as I said, Brian was talking about how, yeah, he felt pain in his back.
Absolutely.
I was definitely not trying to pop off at that point. My issue there was my lower back was in so much pain due to the physical symptoms of my nerves. I was actually about to cry out in pain from having lower back muscle spasms, causing me so much pain in that moment. I felt it, a wave of it. I feel nerves. My hands get cold. I can't think straight. My feet get cold. My heart rate goes up. I'm freezing, but I'm hot at the same time. I can't breathe straight. And my lower back will start to spasm.
And that was his point of, anxiety being in the body as well as the mind. But what I'm saying is the body and the mind are one. So you might be feeling it in the body, but the source of it, the root of that energy, came from your perception of the moment. The perception of the moment is fear. Okay, anxiety comes from fear. Often it's anxiety coming from fear of time, as in the future, of what could happen, what might happen, what will happen. What will happen if I lose this match? I will lose my clout. I will lose money. I will lose a relationship. I will lose respect. I will lose pride. I will lose my self-esteem, etc. That's coming from the mind first, and then that seeps into the body. The pain you feel in your body is like deep thinking. Okay? Apart from obvious, someone just punched you in the face, or, a rock just randomly fell on your head. You don't have to think about that pain. I'm talking about emotional pain that you feel in the body. Okay? That's from overthinking. So, how can we overcome anxiety? Well, as gamers particularly, well, one of the things to do is don't do this when you lose. First of all, understand that you're going to lose sometimes. Everybody loses sometimes, and that's a good thing. Transmute that from being a negative thing into a good thing, because you then learned something that you didn't know before. You need to work on this, you need to work on that. Maybe you're not as good as you thought, so therefore, work harder. Okay, now you know what you have to do. Now you know where the bar has been set. But also, and also I have to say, understand that if you lose a match, you didn't lose within yourself. It's not your being that lost. It's the character in the game. I'm speaking very literally because sometimes we overlook the obvious. It's the character in the game that lost. You didn't lose. Not really. Of course you are controlling the player. Obviously I understand that. But try to understand that if you put too much of you into the character, then when your character loses, it's like you lost as well. It's the same as football teams. When you support a football team or any sporting team, when your team loses, you say that I lost. No, you didn't lose. The team lost. That's one of the dangers of having too much emotional attachment onto things outside of ourselves. Okay, I'm not talking about family, of course, and friends. I'm talking about things like sport, and gaming is also a type of sport. It's an e-sport, as we know. So remember that too. But also, if you lose, or when you lose, okay, don't do this. Okay, let's say I'm playing, I lost. Oh. This body posture is terrible. I can feel my spine pulling. I'm not supposed to feel my spine pulling, nor should you. Okay, the spine is so important, energetically speaking, but obviously physically as well. So instead of putting yourself into this negative position that is going to give you more negative thoughts, more negative energy, because you are in that restricted form, do this instead. So you're playing, you lost. Notice I still sunk, my body still sunk, because you're going to react to the moment. That's fine, okay? But just stop yourself from collapsing and just look at it more as a marinating. You're marinating into the moment and you're closing your eyes. Okay, sitting into the moment and you're closing your eyes. Okay, why? To have some time to shut off from what just happened. Okay, it's not disassociating. No, it's a healthy thing. It's simply just closing your eyes to shut off from what could snowball into anxiety, and just to bring yourself back to center and peace and alignment by simply closing your eyes and having a bigger perspective of, you can say certain affirmation to yourself like, okay, I lost, but I didn't lose in my being. I lost, but I did not lose in myself. I'm thankful for learning from this match. I understand life still goes on, and I am life itself. This is a part of life, not all of life. This moment does not represent or take away all of my life. Things like that you can say. So as I said, the drink, be aware of what you're drinking. Water is much better to drink than fizzy drinks that give you this crash. You can still win matches, obviously, with your fizzy drinks in your system. But what I'm thinking about is your holistic, your health after the match. It's not just about the game. Okay, the game takes 20 minutes maybe. It's not just about the game. The game could take hours. It's not just about the game. What about the rest of the day? What about the rest of your life? Okay, so having that addiction to that crutch isn't a good thing. Okay, it isn't a good thing. You might be thinking, well, if somebody pays me $1 million, I'll do it. Okay, maybe you will. That's fine. I'm not judging. I'm just pointing out something that you may have overlooked as to why. I'm talking to everybody right now as to why you get anxiety when you're playing these games. Okay, so too much emotional attachment. You're putting yourself into the character's like soul even. Okay, I understand we get into the games. I do too. But try to also have the understanding at the background of your attaching your emotions to the character and acting as if you are the character or playing as if you are the character. I do it too. But try to have this background understanding that it isn't truly you. Okay, you are pretending, you are having fun, you are acting, or you are becoming a character, but in a detached way, not in an attached way. Okay, it's entertainment. The same way you would watch a film and you could resonate with the character, the protagonist, or the anime, but you don't attach to the point that, for example, you feel that Sasuke wants to kill you, for example. Yeah, this is like literally you. No, it's Naruto, right, or someone else. So yeah, anxiety, gaming. I get it. Of course, I get it. Same Clash Royale. If you play Clash Royale, you can lose a match where you was killing it and you still lose. I get it. But try to understand it's a learning experience, and you yourself, your being did not lose. Okay? Otherwise, you could be sad for the whole day. You could be sad for half an hour. That's too long. It shouldn't be like that. No. No, 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 no. You have the power. You're more powerful than you could know.
I had to stop there and get up and stretch. I could have collapsed right there. I could have collapsed.
And getting up to stretch is a very good thing to do. Yes. Yeah, we need to do more chair yoga, and standing up as well. That's very good. Take no embarrassment from that, people. It's not embarrassing to look after yourself. It's not embarrassing, sorry, to give a damn about your health. It's not embarrassing to close your eyes because you want to find some peace. It's not embarrassing. Don't think of it like that.
And I believe it's also due to me like not breathing properly. I'm tensing up so hard and not breathing that it causes muscle spasms in my body.
Another thing, my fellow gamers, is breathing properly. Can we normalize breathing properly? Can we normalize using the breath to bring us back to a calm center that we have seemingly left for a few moments whilst we are being annoyed at the game or another person or somebody rage quitting? because when you are not feeling free, when you have that anxiety, you restrict your body, you tense up your body because you are stressed. That's what stress does. It tenses our body. It literally tenses our muscles. So muscles in the face, muscles in your chest, muscles everywhere. And that of course is going to restrict blood flow. So we need to allow that blood to flow, allow the energy to flow, allow the prana to flow, allow the life force to flow in some way. And one way we can do that is by simply breathing. Just breathe. Deep breath through the nose and then out the mouth. You can do the 4-second technique where you hold for 4 seconds, then exhale for 4 seconds. I mean, I feel like time just stops, quite frankly, with doing that. Because even 4 seconds is a huge contrast to how much we don't often give ourselves to consciously breathe. Exhale and inhale. So breathe more. Okay, exhale and inhale. The 4-second technique is a very good technique to use because it really brings you to the moment. Okay, not the moment of what your mind is saying is going to happen or will happen or did happen. That's all future and past. The moment. Okay, the stillness. That's where you find your ocean of peace. So breathe. And that releases tension in your body, which prevents you from having aches and pains in your body. Okay, and then, you know, getting up from your seat like, oh gosh, oh, like you just went for an actual physical battle. What else can I say? And of course, anxiety can lead to depression. And I don't have to tell you how negative an experience that could be or is. Maybe you know about it. Okay? And one could say, oh, but what if gaming is your job? It doesn't change the fact that your life, your livelihood, your health is your first job. And it's your eternal job. That's your real job. It's your life. It's being healthy, being happy. You have to come first. You have to come first. How can you even do your job efficiently if you are not keeping up with your health mentally, emotionally, physically, and if I may, spiritually? You don't have to go to that level if you don't want to. So yes, take those points. I hope they can help you. And take it seriously, guys. Like, we can play games from the perspective of, you know, we are having fun playing the game, but we ourselves are not getting so carried away that we end up smashing our PCs and smashing our Xboxes. I'm sure you've seen viral videos like that. You know, because those kids put way too much emotional energy into the game, and they put too much of their self-importance, their self-esteem into the game, that when they lost, it's like they lost. Okay? And then we start saying things like, oh, it's unfair that I lost, it's unfair. That's a part of life. Life isn't always fair. And when we talk about fair, what we're really saying is life didn't happen the way I think it should happen, the way I say it should happen. But who are you to say how life should be? Who are you to say how life should be? We have to understand that it's just real. Okay? And I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. This is more just for me to talk to you guys about something very important. Okay? This is why one of the reasons I made this channel as well is to link up my spiritual knowledge with just my passion for gaming. It's real out here, guys. Honestly. Oh, why doesn't it work? Look after yourself. You have to. If you don't, who will? Who do you expect to look after you if you don't look after yourself? Okay, we can play games from a level of understanding that we don't lose our soul in the game. Don't allow. Here it is. Don't allow the game to suck your soul from your body. Don't allow that. Too many of you are allowing the game to suck your soul from your body. And then you wonder why you have this down feeling so often with games, and you start getting pissed off with games. How can you get pissed off with a game? You can only get pissed off with a game if, again, you have this expectation that everything should go to your plan, to your idea, and also having too much emotional attachment. Are you understanding where I'm coming from? And remember, I'm not trying to belittle anybody. This is a boosting session. I'm boosting you up. I'm bringing you back to your true self. Okay? A gamer is a label. That's fine. We use it. It's cool. But don't believe that the label of gamer is your essential nature. You are so much more. Just because you lose it doesn't mean that you lost within your real being. Yeah, you might have lost as a gamer, but you can always come back and try again. You know? And if you can't, then you move on to the next thing. The next game. There's always another game. Always another match. Okay? Understand, life is not supposed to go exactly to your mind's desires. It's supposed to give us tests. It's how we grow. It's how we gain wisdom. So yeah, I could talk about this forever, guys. So I hope you understand. I hope you've been given some tips here of how to help your anxiety. You know, not attaching too much, not sinking your body like this when you lose, or just playing like this in general. Don't ever do this. Stand upright. Stand upright or lean against the wall. What's wrong with that? Have a bit of posture just while you're playing. Okay? I'm not saying you have to be like balletic, but shoulders back, chest out, speak with the chest. Okay? Play properly. Look after your spine. If you don't look after your spine, who else is going to? You want to leave it to the doctor? Look after your spine, guys. Yeah? And that's if you're young as well. Even if you're a teenager watching this. Okay? You won't always be a teenager. One day you will be older. Okay? Look after your spine now. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. And I hope you got some tips from this about dealing with anxiety. Let me know if you'd like to hear more videos like this. I'm gonna make them anyway, I think. But if there's any other topics, like topics on spirituality or the mind, psychology, and how to link it with gaming, you know, that you want to hear about, then let me know. If you have any issues, let me know, and maybe I can talk about it and help you. Okay, I'm here to help you. It's what I do. Whilst playing awesome games. So yes, if you like the video as well, you can like, you can subscribe as well, you can comment, and have a wonderful day or evening. It's me, Spiritual Gamer. Okay, Tiger is my name. Have a wonderful day or evening. Take care and keep anxiety at bay with the tips that I showed you. Peace.